Welcome to my eco-friendly and zero-waste kitchen. Let's stick with minimal waste. So we've been renting here in this apartment for a little over 4 years, and actually where we live is a huge historic house that in the 80s was renovated into 4 different units, but it was built in the 20s, so it's very old, very quirky, but we love living here and we wouldn't trade it for anything. The kitchen is my absolute favorite place to be because it's so bright and sunny, just, you know, meal prepping, being a kitchen witch, and working at this table here, which was actually a housewarming gift from my stepdad. The rug and the chairs and the cushions are all vintage. And those pussy willow behind me, I think those were the first thing I ever bought when I first moved to Durham. I hope they last me forever because I just love them. And here's where we keep our sexy cleaning supplies. Funny story, by the way. At the exact moment that I was learning about the zero waste movement was the same time that Reed, my partner, and I were striking out on our own. So we didn't have much. We didn't have any cleaning supplies at all. So being like enthralled with the zero waste movement, I bought a lot of our cleaning stuff from Amazon, which now in hindsight I regret, but know better, do better. And by the way, if you rely on Amazon for whatever reason, I'm not, no shame. We just try to avoid it when we can, and that's it. And this sexy boy is Ivar. I bought him from IKEA about 4 years ago when we were moving in. I don't consider IKEA to be sustainable, but I do believe in making exceptions for things that you fall in love with and that you know will be useful for a super long time. In this case, forever, because it's solid wood. Yeah, he also just fit perfectly with this little like awkward gap here that was kismet, I believe. Ivar holds most of our bulk pantry staples like dried beans and herbs and my little witchy dried herbs and such that I use for all my concoctions and decoctions. Here I have calendula that I grew in my garden last year that I'm saving for something special. But the rest of this, more or less, besides what I could find locally, came from Mountain Rose Herbs, and they can take all my money for all I care. Love them. Up there is where I keep all my favorite little thrifties that I've accumulated in the past few years, and they just make me so happy to look at. That bowl right there actually is an awesome story. I found this bowl at the thrift store, and look at how beautiful it is. And I, of course, posted a video of it on Instagram, and one of my followers messaged me and they were like, oh my god, that is my great uncle's work. That's him. And I was like astounded that a piece of pottery from the 60s that was made in Greece found its way to my little neighborhood thrift store in Durham. How special is that, right? That's why I love thrifting. Just wanted to share that with you. So let's take a little sneaky peek inside of Ivar. Here's my jar collection and my potato collection, and some more bulk herbs from Mountain Rose Herbs, loose leaf teas that I've accumulated, and some adaptogens that were gifted to me, along with some tinctures that I've made myself and were gifted by my friends. Here's my anxiety tincture, because you know why. And this is my moon tincture. It's literally like an epidural. When you're on your period and you get cramps, this is like, whew, it's some good stuff here. I got the recipe from my friends at Permacrafters. If you want the recipe to try for yourself, then highly recommend taking the Herbal Remedies for Common Ailments class, part of their bigger eco-citizen school. I also got the recipe for this anxiety tincture there, so I have an affiliate link down in the description, and it'll cost nothing for you, but I'll get a little commission if you decide to try it out for free. Here we have a fermentation lid that I love. I've made some really good stuff with that, and a sprouting lid. And this is where I keep all the plastic bags that inevitably find their way into my life. I like to stash them in here so they can be easily reused. I love keeping these on deck for any time I need to freeze some package-free bread in the freezer. And I also like to take these to the bulk store instead of lugging around these heavy-ass jars. If you know, you know. So that's Ivar. What next? let's go in order here. Here's our drying rack. It was thrifted. Don't know what I'd do without it. And then up here is my little cute hanging fruit basket. If you saw my video about saving money while being zero waste, you'll know all about that purchase. This plant, called a pencil cactus. I got this from Facebook Marketplace. Most of the plants I get are from Facebook Marketplace. It's so good for that. And also, I forgot to mention I haven't like spring cleaned yet, so I'm sorry. This is real life. And speaking of real life, yes, our faucet is dripping, and so we just have this little bowl under here to collect the water from it, and I use those to water my plants. So we really need to fix that. But here in the sink department, if you will, we keep all of our susty dishwashing gear. Here I keep some bulk dishwashing liquid from legendary zero waste soap maker Fillery, which is actually local to Durham, so I'm able to just bring my own containers and fill up whenever I need to. And I also get hand soap from them, but I actually ran out a few months ago, so right now I'm just using Dr. Bronner's Castile soap to tide me over until I can refill again. And here's my brush collection. This is by far the best brush I've ever used. It was gifted a while ago from Squishful, but when this one craps out on me, I'm definitely going to be spending my own money to replace it, so that is saying something. Then we have a few bottle brushes, which I don't remember where they're from, but I did pay for them with my own money, so I know that. Oh, and this compostable sponge here is also from Squishful. Reed prefers these to the dish brushes. I like the dish brushes better, but to each their own. These sponges, though, are a quadrillion times better than any plastic sponge I've ever used from the conventional grocery store. First of all, it lasts longer. It doesn't start to smell like, you know, the plastic ones do. It's just, you can pop it in the dishwasher, it's awesome. Just saying if you're not much of a dish brush fan. And down below, we keep the rest of our low waste cleaning stuff. Here's my detergent, which I make myself, and it's actually detergent and not soap, which is an important distinction to make when you're putting homemade stuff in your washing machine. I have an Instagram post all about this, so I'll link it down below. And here's our little trash can. Yes, we still do need a trash can, unfortunately. Here's DIY dishwashing powder. What do you call it? The stuff you put in your dishwasher to clean your stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I like it, it's fine. It mostly does the job, but I'm thinking about switching over to drops. So if anyone's tried that, let me know how you liked it. I like DIYing, but I also like keeping some things for the professionals. What next? What next? Oh, there's some green onions I got regrowing. I'll show you the island. Here's our island and Stuart's bowls. He's such a good boy. Yeah, let's see. We have some cast iron cookware. I don't know if you just heard my knee creaking. 33, y'all. Anyway, cast iron cookware. Love it. Got those as wedding gifts from our super thoughtful friends. And we also have some stainless steel pots and pans. Teflon, I feel like it just doesn't last very long and it's not super eco-friendly. So then here we have, oh, I love this thing. A little glass tea kettle. You can put this directly on the stove. I love it. I think I got it from Amazon though. And it has this little tea strainer, which is perfect for if you are brewing loose leaf tea instead of using tea bags. Little thrifties here, like our bamboo steamer, awesome for veggies. This clay baking dish. Honestly, I feel like the whole purpose of this tour is to like brag about all my thrifted treasures. That's really how this video is coming across, isn't it? Be honest. And moving on to the other side, in this drawer, dish towels and linen napkins that I think we've had for like 5 years now, but we use these instead of single-use napkins and tissues, etc. These pink ones here. I actually dyed these myself with avocado pits, so did that once. That was cool. Oh god, I have no idea what to expect in this drawer. Okay, a little messy, but not a deal breaker. So in here we keep our sundry canning jar lids that are missing their mate currently. Some stasher bags and, oh, this one I'm trying out. It's from a brand called W&P and they gifted this to me via the Verticale. And then here's like some reusable cutlery sets and bowl covers. So I guess this is like our reusables hub, and obviously the inevitable single-use utensils that were accidentally given even though we said we didn't need them. Here's where we keep that kind of stuff, napkins that we can still use, you know, they still come in handy. So it's only single use if you use it once, as Sarah Robertson Barnes says. Which brings us to this little area. This microwave is awesome. I got it because A, our rental didn't come with a microwave, but B, it doesn't draw any electricity when not in use. I think they call that vampire energy. Spooky. And this coffee maker, I'm low-key ashamed to share about because are you even a sustainable goddess if you don't have a French press or some kind of pour-over station? And to make matters worse, it's new. Our French press that we did have, we had it forever and it broke. First, the metal cage part broke and they didn't have any replacement parts for it. So we were just using the carafe like with our bare hands, as one does when they're trying to reduce waste and adapt to planned obsolescence. But then the carafe broke. We tried. But Reed makes the coffee every day and he wanted a drip coffee maker. So all I cared about was that it had a reusable coffee filter and we unplug it when it's not in use. Moving on to our fancy water filtration system, a Binchotan charcoal stick, and a thrifted milk jug. I got these Binchotan charcoal filters a few Christmases ago from my grandma, and they're amazing. In here we keep more food, condiments in glass, pasta and cardboard for the most part, canned beans, etc. And this one is Tupperware. Most of it is old, we've had for a long time, but some of it you'll see is the glass and bamboo Tupperwares from IKEA, which I really like the bamboo lids, but they're honestly not the best quality. Shocker, I know. And here's where we keep the fridge. I won't go too in detail about the fridge since I kind of just did a mini fridge tour in one of my previous videos, how to store produce without plastic. So definitely watch that if you're interested. And I have this. I just keep it up on the fridge as a reminder, even though I still make trash and don't really make friends. Plants, yay. My precious figgy, which I bought on Facebook Marketplace. Are you noticing a trend here? Gorgeous. And this is probably my favorite part of the kitchen by far, the built-in. This is where we keep all of our dishes. Most of it's thrifted, some of it was wedding gifts, but this set of dishes was a splurge from a local potter called East Fork. We're not having kids, but if we did, I feel like these would be family heirlooms. And down below, oh my god. All right, this is like not the cutest part of our kitchen, y'all. I'm embarrassed. No one sees this. Okay, so this is where we keep basically anything that we don't really have a home for. We have tools, extra extension cord, IDK, my grow lights, secondhand blender from Facebook Marketplace, some reusables here. Oh, here's just a random ball of foil that I'm saving up so that I can recycle it. And speaking of recycling, those bottle caps, we keep them in a steel can because I don't know if you know this, but metal bottle caps don't really get recycled when they're on their own. They kind of like fall through the machine. I don't know what you call it, but they're too tiny to be recycled, so you have to recycle them together. Oh, a trash jar. Yeah, this is just a prop. Don't worry, y'all. Some LED light bulbs back there, and yeah, that's oh, and our compost. Yeah, we collect our food scraps in here, and then we take the bucket to a grocery store a few blocks away because they have a compost bin. I don't compost myself yet, but I do plan to, so any tips you have, I'd be eternally grateful if you left them in the comment section. For anyone else who's not able to start composting on their own property, maybe look into places that do compost where you can bring your food scraps. I think some Whole Foods have little compost bins, and some farmers might take it if you bring it to the farmers market. And there's also an app called Share Waste that helps you link up with neighbors in your area who do compost already and are more than happy to take your contribution. Well, thank you so much for coming over and hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed seeing inside all my cabinets like a true creeper, and maybe I'll do more tours in the future. Okay, I'm gonna go clean out that disgusting cabinet so that I can sleep tonight. And in the meantime, if you liked this video, I think you maybe potentially might like this one too. I think you will.